Today we're looking at how to calculate your real estate commission. It's a very important topic, one that you cannot overlook, and it's a very simple formula as well, so we don't have to bust out our calculators in order to get this done. So number one, you need to know the price of the property. So the price that it actually ends up selling is incredibly important, and that's gonna be the big determining factor of how much you earn per that particular transaction. Number two, you need to know how much you're charging your client. Now, as a real estate agent, it varies across the industry, and we can't really get to too much talk about commission itself because that's frowned upon by the association. But at the end of the day, what I can tell you is 6% seems to be the standard across the industry. Now, it does vary. Every real estate agent is their own boss, so they get to determine how much they charge. Some people do a 5%, some people do 7%, 8%, and so on and so forth. But whatever the price ends up being, what's common in the industry, again, this is common. I'm not suggesting that this is exactly how it's done. It's not. What's common in the industry is that the listing agent will split the commission half and half. So if the agent takes on a listing for 6%, they divide it out 50-50. So 3% for the listing agent and 3% for the buyer's agent that brings on the buyer. So those are two pieces of the puzzle, two pieces of the equation that you absolutely need. The sales price, what the property actually sold for, and then two is the commission, how much you're actually charging. So in our example, let's just say it's $1 million property. If you charge 6% and keep 3% for yourself, then that's $30,000 of commission. Not bad, right? That's a very healthy amount. But something else that you need to keep into consideration is your broker split. So if you're a real estate agent and a new real estate agent at that, you understand that you need to hang your license with a broker in order to do real estate transactions, in order to do real estate. And it's common that a broker will take a percentage off of that commission. You're gonna see 50-50, you're gonna see 60-40, you're gonna see 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, and on and on. So there's different models out there, so make sure that you understand where your money is going. But for our example, if we're under an 80-20 split, which that happens to be the split at eXp Realty, the brokers that I'm with, it is that 80-20 split that's going to yield you $24,000 in commission. So we've taken the price, we've taken how much you're charging for that listing, and then you are also factoring in how much you get to take home. So if you do an 80-20 split off of $30,000, that means that 80% equals $24,000 for you. That's super cool, right? But the math does not stop there. We must understand that that $24,000 still needs to be split up in several different ways. You need to consider additional fees that your brokerage may charge you, whether that's a transaction fee, whether that's errors and omissions, whether that's a broker fee, whatever it happens to be, you need to understand that. So whenever you're interviewing with your brokerage, understand what additional fees you're going to be incurring per transaction on top of your monthly fee, which most brokerages charge you a monthly fee to be a part of that brokerage. So just understand that there's some additional broker related fees that you're probably going to end up paying. And on top of that, you have to understand that being in real estate doesn't mean that you just take your license and you have your piece of paper saying that you're a real estate agent. It doesn't just stop there, meaning from the fees perspective, because you also have to pay the association, you have to pay the MLS, you have to pay to certain scheduling services. So there's some additional fees that you incur regardless of the brokers that you're with. That's something that the brokers that you're with will not incur those expenses for you. So just make sure that you're aware of that. And something else that you must not forget is that you have to pay taxes on your income. You're in a 1099 role. So this means that your quote unquote employer is not going to retain the taxes for you. They're not going to pay half or a portion of your taxes. So you are going to be responsible for saving up enough money until you do your taxes that following year. Because at that point, most of you will not have paid a quarterly installments towards your taxes. You are going to be looking at a heavy tax bill if you've been selling real estate. And if you haven't been saving money for that tax bill coming due, it's gonna be an unpleasant surprise. Now with that being said, I have linked up a very simple to use formula down below, so I invite you to check it out. You're gonna be able to put in your sales volume, you're gonna be able to put the average commission that you charge, you're gonna be able to put transactions, you're gonna be able to put fees, and on and on. So it's a very easy to use formula that's gonna give you to the penny how much you can expect to take home.